Hello there. So the Duet Night Abyss second closed beta has ended recently, and the developers have come out with a statement outlining basically a review of the specific changes they're going to make that they have found from the closed beta test, from people playing the test. Specifically, they'll be outlining specific improvements on core gameplay, central systems, and the player experience and all that. So yeah, let's go over it. So first up, we have the story and exploration improvements. So there's going to be a new sprint option, which is going to be amazing. Me personally, I wasn't in the beta, but even then I could tell that not having a sprint option just makes the characters feel like a bit stiff. I feel like they're like locked down to the earth. Doesn't feel free to move around, with the sprint button. So especially with the open world game like this, yeah, really nice. A Helix Sleep will support one button activation on both PC controller. This is absolutely huge because Helix Sleep, I believe you had to do some like complex inputs, or at least more than one buttons to activate it, and that was like your fastest way of just moving around. So now they've noticed that, and they just mapped it to one button. So that'd be nice. Auto pickup radius for looks like the chest and other stuff. 1.5 grapple points, treasure quest. Basically revamping some of the story quests, mainly to make them less difficult. Like I said, I wasn't in the closed beta test, so I don't know how the full extent to how difficult they were. To be honest, I don't think like it's not that big of a deal, but obviously I wasn't in the beta test, so I didn't know how difficult it was. Next up, we have commission gameplay optimizations to essentially reduce time pressure and improve the grind related system. So improving the grinding in this game, which is really nice. Because I feel like this game definitely could get a bit grindy. I mean, it's a gacha game with like an energy system. So yeah. Commission mediation will no longer be time based. Also, exploration will be updated. Remove the time limit, which is really good. They removed the time limit, which was like a big deal, back in the CBT, so that was nice. And just like, yeah, another time limit, defense will shift to waves instead of time objectives. This is really nice. Instead of like a timed objective, it's just different waves, which is like much better. And co-op stages also be added. Commission difficulty, yeah. And just smoother. This is less difficult, so yeah. And here's the secret letter system accessible, basically the weapon forging. So this is essentially some like cost. So secret letter rewards. So the order of materials for event limited weapons, and there'll be materials for permanent weapons, and then this is also for forging weapons. So this is like I believe the battle pass system. The synergy cost. This is insane. From neutral, it's 100 to 60. Chaos, 80 to 30. That is that is a big decrease. 80 to 30 is a big decrease. Acquisition orders would be simplified. So instead of multi-wave, it's just one order by consuming 128 energy. So really nice. Streamlining the grinding process. New display, a new interface, and new menu. So nice. I also have some quality of life updates. There's a auto equip project which prioritizes the stats. I don't know if it's the best or not because usually you can like customize, but still pretty really good. Memo system will track both the main and side story quests, so that's nice. Red dots, team setups, toggle for your combat partner sigils, path adventure with improved UI, new toggles. Basically, just like a more quality of life, but also like more smoother playing experience outside of the combat, outside of exploration. Also have some UI art and visual design updates, across the different game modes like immersive theater and just shops in general. And they've also had a bunch of bug fixes and mobile optimization, which is really, really good, because bugs are bugs. So yeah, we don't not that in this game. You know, we do not want a repeat of Wuthering Waves 1.0, which was not the best. And looking over, many people are like pretty happy with this review summary of stuff. Like this person Sanji cost nerf is huge, gigantic, and it is like 100 to 60 and 80 to 30 is a lot. 80 to 30 is just insane. You know, a bunch of QOLs, a bunch of feedback that they're taking, and they're like actively looking to see how the players play the game. Especially with that Helix jump, they're looking to see how do players play the game and improve the gameplay, improve the quality of life based on that. So that's really nice. Also, yep, stripping out the timers. There is no mention of mobile optimization. That is a big thing, you know, because this game is definitely looks like to be a heavy game, you know, and running on mobile, just yeah, just any of these gacha games, especially new gacha games coming out, heavy gacha games on mobile is not it, you know. It is a pretty like laggy. You need like a high end phone, even just for like a moderate experience. But yeah. Even then, I mean, they mentioned it a little bit in the bug section, but even then, it's not gonna be that great. Like, to be honest, just play on PC. Especially for a game like this, just play on PC. But yeah, people are good with it. Make sure you story narrative presentation, you know. They didn't really say about the actual narrative, you know. Maybe they might tweak it a bit, of course. Because this is, like, they're still going to be working more. You know, this is still not represented the final product. Obviously, still gonna be working more, developing more. But yeah, that is all. You know, I am waiting for this game to come out. Hopefully, this game can come out soon, sooner rather than later. Especially because NTE also got its second closed beta, which is currently running, which I'll talk about in a few, which I'll talk about in a future video. And then Ananta actually has a bit of an update, but that's something else. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment down if you're excited for Duet Night Abyss, and like, what was the biggest change in your opinion here? But yeah, that's it. See you later.